Maybe because of Google. All I had to do was shut some shit down, dude. You should just told me that from the start. There we go. All right, looks like I gotta pull up some other stuff. Then. Am I back? Yes, probably. Hopefully. Chris, thank you, man. I'm glad you saw that. That was an absolute honor to do that, man, because Rob was originally supposed to do it. And then he hit me up saying, like, I'm a little nervous, man. Do you mind doing it? And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. I've always wanted to do it. And there's my opportunity, right? How many times you get that, dude? It's like, shit like that. Glad to see the live stream is working again. Yeah, dude, I don't know what was going on. My computer was having spasm, like, then the freaking freezes. It just froze, and I don't know, dude. I'm tripping out on myself. So I finally just closed the Google Chrome tab because I was watching the live chat through that. But I guess I just got to do it off my phone now. Met John randomly one night at HHN many years ago. Yeah, I've met him a couple times. That was like my third or fourth time meeting him. But that was my first time ever interviewing him, so that was cool. What's your most anticipated Maze HHN 2021? Right now, after seeing this panel, or not this panel, but the Horror Nights panel last Saturday, it's going to be Bride of Frankenstein Lives. Dead by Daylight lost the license to Stranger Things content. Oh, wow. So are they removing it all from the game? Are they going to refund people? Or nice. What are some classic horror films you haven't seen, Tony? How classic are we going? Like, what decade do you want, like, specifically? Because, I mean, I've seen a lot of from the 30s all the way to the fucking 80s, bro. Like, you got to be more specific. Let's do a counter of how many times she says adore our jobs. Still find it crazy. I still find it crazy with all the craziness and travel restrictions. John was still able to come down. I know, dude. I'm tripping out on that myself. But he's here now till the 21st of September. He's gonna be here for opening weekend, so that's cool. 70s and 80s B movies. I'm sure there are some interesting ones you haven't seen. If I asked Sammy, he'd say all of them. Yeah. Well, start listing some. Let's see if I've seen them or not. Okay, now I gotta save this shit and restart this. Come on. ATS. Let's see. What do we got here? True Halloween 4 is coming back. Now to HHN because people keep saying it's back. Yeah. Well, today they took down the Waterworld Q walls. So, and the facade for where H3 was supposed to be looked really reminiscent to Halloween 4. So, yeah, it blows, but it is what it is. I'll look forward to it. I mean, I'm just excited to go back to HHN, honestly. You got until now 17 to purchase the characters. After that, you can't anymore. The Hawkins map is going to be disabled after that as well. I have the characters already, so I'm good. The thing about me with Dead by Daylight is I only buy, like, the killers. I only buy the IP ones, so, but that's just me. Characters. Did he take a picture of the photo, like, of all of them in it? No. I don't think he did. Okay, it's all good.
Learning how we do things, and welcome, Rob. I see you out here. Thank you so much.
Let's see what it says. What other scare zones do you think there will be? Well, the Monster Queens. I forgot what it was called. The Scream Queens. Is that what they called it? I have the photo around here somewhere, don't I? Did Sammy not take a picture of that? Probably not. Damn it, Sammy. Well, anyway, yeah, it's there's that one scare zone. I don't know about others though. I'm not too sure yet. There's also rumored that a paragraph chapter is next, and they heavily teased Hellraiser. Ooh, Hellraiser would be a cool one on Dead by Daylight. Looking on my movie shelf: Pumpkinhead, Tales from the Crypt 2, Demon Knight, I've seen Reanimator. I've seen The Howling. I've seen Creepshow 2. I've seen bits and pieces of Demon Knight. Again with Pumpkinhead. I haven't seen it completely, but I've seen bits and pieces. But Near Dark is probably the only one I have never seen anything of. I'd love a legit Universal Monster scare zone with the creature from the Black Lagoon and some other sideline characters. Show. We had fucking Hellraiser Maze at HHN. Yeah, we do. I think licensing for those movies are fucking hard as shit too.
And then Jamie Barkowitz is more into film and TV, but then I ended up just getting obsessed. I love it. See, that's how you should be. Again, is Colshaw, and I'm sure many of you out there know Lucas. He's been and also acts as this character. He's been out there scaring, helping us create graphics.
So I kept looking back at Rob every time she said character. Because that's how Rob says it. And I thought he was crazy for saying it like that. And then I found out she says it like that. So I guess that's a thing. I've always said scare actor. But I guess character means scare character. That's what Rob told me.
There's a lot of pieces that go, that kind of have to intertwine to get the wheels going, right? So there's...
Fuck, man, you haven't seen Near Dark. Grant Kramer said it was a movie about vampire movie from the 80s. I would say probably the best vampire movie to come out of the 80s along with Fright Night. Gotta come over and I'll watch it, bro. Yeah, I'll come over when it's clear to come over. Since it's speculated that only Pinhead will come and not a survivor, Christy Cotton, I think there is a way they can implement her without a survivor. Well, yeah, now most of them didn't really come with survivor. Like the independent characters never came with survivors. Sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. Where will we get dropped off this year for the Terror Tram since Whoville's gone? I think in the same area. You get dropped off in the same area. It's just not going to be themed Whoville anymore. You know what I mean? So that will be the only sucky part. I'm away from the chat for 1 second. Hold on. The new killer leaked has one legendary skin, like how Steve Harrington changes to Jonathan Byers. Okay. Can we talk spoilers when it comes to Hellraiser comics? Yeah, go for it, man. The actress who plays Christy Cotton follows Dead by Daylight on Twitter. Nice. Who's Hellraiser? He's a guy who raises hell. And that's literally his power.
Hundreds of people out there that we show you guys what our process is in the art department. I think visually we wanted to be able to take you through some steps today. So we wanted to choose a maze that was kind of near and dear to our hearts. One of
All right. That girl in front of Sammy. What is hell? It's a place that you go on vacation to. Nope. Okay, it's not that. Can I trim it? What is Bronx 15 underscore? They could have a legendary survivor. Why couldn't John Murdy announce the Terror Tram theme? He said it was more due to it was due to whatchamacallit. Like they weren't ready to announce it yet, but he just wanted to announce that it was coming back, which I'm cool with. You know, that was just to get the fact that it's coming back, and it was an announcement technically. So. Dude, why is my shit being so laggy? What the hell? Okay, I'll just keep it there. Why couldn't he's a douchebag? Grinch Terror Tram for the win. I'm down for it. Fast and Furious. Oh God, fuck no. That's a better one. Perfect. We'll do more of the screen. Let's go this way and bring that down just a tad. Boom. Don't worry, we have family. Terror Tram, Minion Mayhem. Oh, fuck no. Tired of the Minions at Universal Studios. It was just that picture that was laggy. Okay. Now we talking. When you go to HHN, do you always pay for the full price parking? I have attended a movie beforehand to get that $5 parking, especially having A-list. I actually, every time I go, since I have the platinum pass, I show up before the times on the pass says I can show up till. So I'll show up at 4 o'clock, and I think the latest I can show up is 5 or 6 o'clock. I show up a little early so I can have dinner in City Walk, and then I go straight to the park. So no, I never pay for parking. I liked your Texas Chainsaw Massacre announcement video, also where you did film the scene where you played a detective. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I couldn't quite get an idea for the Exorcist. Yeah, I don't think I couldn't get an idea to do. Oh no, The Bride of Frankenstein Lives. I couldn't find an idea to do that, but I had a great idea for the Texas one. And we literally that is the lowest budget film you'll ever see in your life. The Mind of Slash would be dope, by the way. I'm for that. That would be cool. But we had we were on our lunch break, and we just went to a classroom real quick, and we just kind of found some stuff, scrapped some stuff together, and we found some t-shirts. My buddy had a pair of pants in his car, so that worked out. Then I used a bar of yarn for the head, and I put a hat over it, and we just stuffed all the clothes, and then it came out perfect. I'm so happy how that came out. I have to say, man, I kind of felt bad for this lady. You could tell she was a little nervous being on stage, and you could just hear it in her voice too. It was
all the way to end, and he'll work with Chris on what the flow is for the guest placement, and then how to best utilize
Teratram Shrek running around with a chainsaw screaming, "Die, donkey!"
character placements with that, and then in John's treatment, there are little tidbits, hand props that need to be involved, lighting, or get the information flow going, right? So this is, there's obviously research on there to kind of give us a core group of team members, so that we can kind of see what the vision. Oh, all right. So, so again, this is an outline. Now,
The outline. You guys are coming out with some wacky names for the Teratram. I think we should do an episode of Mainstreamers where we just come up with stupid ideas for a Teratram that would never happen.
the outline version comes out a little sooner because it's just to get the information flow going, right? So this gets distributed to our small core group of team.
Oh, whoa.
See what the vision is. There's obviously research on there to kind of give.
Why are my messages always just bro? Why the fuck haven't they themed the Springfield area into the Treehouse of Horror? That is to do with the Fox copy written with the Disney acquisition. They just could never get the rights to do that. They barely have rights to do Simpsons, and I heard that those are coming up, and Disney's gonna kind of take full control over it. So they might be retheming that area pretty soon.
Give us a visual idea of where we're heading. But let's take a step back. Because to understand what we do in our art department, we kind of put together this workflow, and it kind of blows my mind a little bit. When you look at this workflow and you see Evo, and it kind of, our art department, we kind of put together this.
God damn it, Elizabeth. So the workflow actually goes here.
This workflow, and it kind of blows my mind a little bit. When you look at this workflow and you see everything that has to happen in order for just.
Hogsmeade will be open for Horror Nights, and I better see the Dark Arts Scare Zone. They'll never do that either because it's owned by Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers doesn't want to do that. If anything, they'll save that for their own event. Actually, it's not even Warner Brothers. It's more J.K. Rowling because everything they do Harry Potter has to go by her, and she doesn't want to turn that into like a Horror Nights attraction. So
My mind a little bit. When you look at this workflow and you see looking at the design flow, right? Ron and Chris are able to get together.
if the Simpsons area gets refurbished, will they stop having the lard lad? Yeah, it's true. I think they'll find a way to theme it in somewhere. Well, they'll just call it like a giant donut, because those have become an iconic staple to that area, and that line's always packed, and those donuts are so fucking good. Now I want a donut, thank you. Sucks that Horror Made here ain't happening this year either. Yeah, but from what I've seen on their website, it's looking like it's coming back next year, so that's a good sign.
Creative, and it's literally like sketch, right? Same line, all with Chris. Then Chris is roughing out a ground plan.
Crop to fit. That's a good picture anyway, so I just gotta shrink it down. It's about there.
And it's literally like sketch.
Yeah, I agree with that, Matt.
Right? On a big piece of paper. And it's all hand done. Arrows everywhere. Oh, here's where characters are going to go. Here's where special So it's kind of just like kind of a
She's so nervous, man.
over here on the left side of the screen.
I wish I could have been like a moderator because I just felt bad that she was just probably so nervous that she was just kind of like, you know, she's probably never really done too much public speaking. So like, especially with an audience this big.
So all of the ADA requirements.
Bring Back to the Future ride. Hell yeah, dude.
Any special effects needs that are gonna have.
You want to keep that movie as live as long as you want it to be. It's a staple of Universal, man. When you think of Universal, you're always thinking either the Monsters, Back to the Future, or Jurassic Park, dude. Like, it's that simple.
We get into ceiling coverages. There's operational needs. So all of that stuff is being thought about while Chris is building this ground plan. We take that
Or reskin Simpsons Springfield to like a classic Universal Monsters land and paint that shit black and white.
plan, we turn it into a fully realized, basically a hand-drawn. Yes, we do everything by hand-drawn ground plan of the full maze. And with that, we develop these packages. And Jamie, you helped me develop the packages. Yes. Speak a little bit to that.
So the packages, the show set design packages, are basically ground plan.
Jamie has no problem speaking.
Room is broken up by what we call elevations, which is a wall. So you break down the wall or the rooms by walls, and all of our show set designers, audio to special effects, everyone uses SICK.
She was a little nervous too.
Okay, so as that's going on, again, we've taken the ground plan, we've kind of run through, and then we have all these other things that start to develop at the same time. We're working through the graphic process, we're building in color rendering. Let's see.
Well, The Walking Dead maze come back this year to HHN. The sign is gone now. Yeah, but they can easily bring it back. It's a quick fix. You going to Fright Fest? Yes, we are going to Fright Fest. That's what I was gonna tell Logan about. Look at the date. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna tell you guys. I could tell you guys most of my September dates. Went through this morning and kind of just started doing that. But this is what we're looking at for the month of September in haunt season. September 10th and the 11th will be in Orlando for Halloween Horror Nights out there. The 18th, we're going to be at Knott's Scary Farm. The 19th will be at Halloween Horror Nights. That will be both me and Sammy's first night at Halloween Horror Nights. And then the 25th, Logan, looking at you, pal. The 25th of September, we're thinking about hitting a Six Flags Fright Fest. Rob and I, if you're more than welcome to join us if you want to. And then I don't have nothing for the 26th plan. So if you know any haunts that are happening on the 26th, maybe I'll check out like Castle Dark or something. Let me know because I want to fill that weekend. That way I'm doing something every single weekend of haunt season. Because that's just, I'm trying to get the main haunts out of the way so I can focus on the home haunts towards the end of the run because that's when a lot of them open up. So
Take us from like again the graphic process. We're building in color. Take us from like again so we've hired to make it all very formal. Be you know to scale and everything locked. All the dimensions have to be right. So we have our technical team who will then take it into CAD. A fully realized, all of this stuff starts to happen. Things that we're thinking about while we're developing that ground plan.
cropped fit. Will you go to JP Land's home haunt? Have you ever met JP before? I don't know. Is he doing? He's doing a home haunt this year. Yeah, I'll probably stop by. And yeah, I've met him many times. Good kid. What's up, Scott? How you doing, man? Cropped fit. That's what I need right there.
Are all the things that are over here on the left side of the screen. So all of the ADA requirements. Any
JP.
special effects needs that are going to have to happen. Let's see. We get into ceiling coverages.
Is what this is? Yeah. I'm late to the reply, but turn Springfield into little Universal Monsters and make that shit all black and white. That'd be a lot of fun, wouldn't you think? I'm sitting here waiting for Rob's Midsummer Screen recap video to export, so me and you are in the same boat right now. Well, you're exporting, I'm editing, but yeah, no, it's your post-production right now, but still.
There's operational needs. So all of that.
Little Europe and have the Simpsons ride be House of Horror. Fuck it. You want House of Horrors.
About while Chris is building this ground plan, we take that ground plan, we turn it into a fully realized.
So the packages, the show set design packages, are
Jamie, you help me develop the packages.
Yes.
Speak a little bit to that. And with that, we develop these packages. And by hand drawn ground plan of the full maze. And with that, we develop.
so actually our whole show set room, you can see different rooms, and so we put it all together. That's what goes. Everything like that is good, and it's kind of just whether everyone takes effects, everyone uses stick work.
Very cool. Okay, so as that's going on, again, we've taken the ground plan, we've kind of run through.
You know who this girl sounds like? If anyone's ever seen fucking American Pie, the band chick, dude, like, sounds just like her. Turn that building into Dracula's castle, and it will be a year-round maze. Fucking mint. Hell yeah.
And then we have all these other things that start to develop at the same time. We're working through the graphic process, we're building in color rendering.
Perfect.
Let's see.
One time in Bandcamp, exactly.
Take us from like again. So we've hired. We have our set designer team. We create these packages.
Will there be plexiglasses in the mazes? I have no idea. I haven't heard anything in Hollywood. There's rumors that they might be doing it in Orlando this year, though.
Now, what you're looking at is a formal ground plan. And this is our scenic ground plan. So when Chris gives me a sketch, this is kind of how the finalized vision goes. And then again from here, because this is hand drawn, we have to build stuff. So everything has to be, to scale and everything locked, all the dimensions. Start creating. Now, what you're looking at is take it into CAD and turn out some construction packages to make it all very formal. So
That would be a shit ton of money for them to put up a bunch of plexi this late. Yeah, I agree. How you doing, Fancy Banana?
with this, we usually have, could be anywhere from 18 to 22 rooms in a maze, which are scenes, and each of those rooms
Put this like right there, I think. Are you ready for a good time?
we will give to a set designer, one of my set designers, and everybody has a certain style, so they're given this package of information based.
Now, I just realized that my Sony camera, I have like films for like a long period of time, so I can film a full panel in one sitting in that one. No. Okay. I got scared for a second. I didn't see no audio here. I was like, no. I know I had the mic on.
I'm more where he kind of comes to life, right? He stays up at all hours of the night, I'm sure. All of these looks that he's thinking about in his head. So he's taking that story that him and John have worked on. He's creating these looks. So we get these wonderful little sketches, just like you see up here. So this is
She called that shit sketchy sketches.
Universal Monster Maze.
The facade. Oh, Sammy, I know you took a better picture than that. That's a way better picture, yes. Way better picture. Are you punk? I like punk rock. I have a Misfits tattoo on my right arm.
And he usually just does a nice little pen and ink drawing like you have here with a few notes on it and passes that on. Now what that gets created into is what we call a plate. Now this is one of our drafting plates.
It's elements list.
This was done by Troy, who I mentioned earlier. He has an architectural background, so you can see he's very tight with his drawing and his lettering.
I have a tattoo, lyric quote from the Interrupters that says, "We don't have much, but we got each other." Batman v Superman tattoo, Punisher tattoo, and a Misfits tattoo.
Oh my God, phenomenal. Hand lettered. That's all hand lettered, by the way.
Could have just moved that. I don't know why I didn't.
And we stand it up. So basically, our design call a plate. Now this is what
I'm not too big into piercings. I have nothing against people who get them. I just don't think I would look good with piercings, and yeah. But I see a lot of people who have them, and it fits their image and their personality perfectly.
this was done by Troy, who I mentioned earlier. He has an architectural background, so you can see he's very tight with his drawing and his lettering. Oh my God, phenomenal.
I will be right back. I'm gonna go get something to drink and a snacky poo. Wow. What's going on? I'm back. I got some King's Hawaiian bread, man. Got a few rolls left in here, so let's enjoy them. you see the silicone mask at Midsummer Scream Awaken the Spirits? Yeah. I hear a beeping noise. I don't know. Yeah, Mortal Mask was there and stuff. There was a lot of cool people there.
That's all hand lettered, by the way. So basically, our design plates are laid out so that everybody out in the field who's building can have all the information that they basically need. So you have a little ground plan in the corner, and then we take what we call an elevation and we stand it up. We take that ground plan and we stand it up, and that gives us that front look of
You do what to it?
stand it up. We take that ground plan and we stand it up, and that gives
You
us
do what?
ground plan and we stand it up, and that gives us that
Wait, one more time?
and we stand it up.
Okay.
Gives us that front look of what we want it to look like. Dimensions, call outs. This is where we start to put all of our call outs on here for the textures and maybe the type of materials that we want to see used during the creation. So why do we still do it old school? I call it old school. We're doing everything by hand. Well, it kind of is it's a twofold process. It helps us in multiple ways. We're able to take the exact drawing plate that you just saw and lay in, our color artist is able to lay in some color on top
I have never, but they look insanely hot.
that final look, that final kind of colorized look of what Chris has in his head. And then from there, we're able to distribute this out now to our scenic companies who are helping build and create this vision. And without having to do any other renderings or any other drawings at all, we've taken our hand drawing, we've added the color to it, we can pass this off, and it gives exactly what our view is, exactly what we want to see happen. So that's part of why we do it. It also, it kind of helps, just, we're able to get the shading and the sketchiness and just that kind of that real artistic quality gets to stay with the drawings that, of course, there's a world in which we need CAD. We need CAD for construction and very hard lines, right? But when you're trying to get an artistic vision across, very similar to what we're trying to do here, it's hard with just straight lines. So that's why we do all of our drawing hand done.
Okay, so a big part of our process, since we have such a huge team, so many members all working at once, we have something called an elements list or an elements package that we put together. It used to
So I got to move that all the way over here now. Awesome. Just do this.
be like a big Excel sheet, but a few years back, we created this new format to kind of help visualize things better. So this is a very crucial part to our process. Basically, this package is put together. It's every single page from each maze, and all these boxes that you see, someone will write in all the notes for going to each responsible party. So it will list everything that lighting needs to do, everything that special effects needs to do, props that need to be made or bought, and they list it all out. Then we have this big meeting with a few members from each of these responsible parties. We sit in this giant conference room. This year it was Zoom. And we go around and we literally list off every single thing on this list. And it is our time, I call it like a big checklist. It's our time to clarify who's taking care of what, was anything missed, and there's a lot of collaboration that goes around between the two partners. So say special effects is working on a rig that has a static body on it. Well, props needs
Is it weird that I'm actually enjoying this time around than rather being there in person?
effects needs to do the rig. So this is a time that we can sit down and make sure we know who's handling what, so no one's doing extra work or it's
Like I enjoyed it in person, but for some reason, like I'm enjoying it more watching it now.
It's a really important process for us, and it's very interesting when we show this to people because you don't really think that this is the type of thing that happens during the process, but it's very crucial
changes will be happening in regards to almost anything it can happen, right? So changes will be happening all the way through, but that's okay. Everybody's prepared. Everybody knows that.
Did you see any celebrities at Midsummer Scream? I met the Resident Evil Village cast, the voice actors and the motion capture actors and actresses, mostly actors, actually all actresses. So I met them, got their autographs, so that was cool. I don't know, man. Like, I guess my favorite YouTubers, they were all there. They're celebrities in my eyes. Rick West is a celebrity in my eye.
Working on a project like this,
All the home hunters, celebrities in my eyes.
you just have to be prepared. There's no problems. There's only solutions. So you jump at it. You think, okay, all right. Well, what do we have to do? Oh,
Matter of fact, I did see actually a celebrity.
oh, maybe we
I saw this guy from this movie season of Screams. His name's Scott Dieterman. He was sitting like a few rows ahead of me, dude. Nuts.
can have special effects jump over and help us with a little bit more creation, right? So again, everybody that's on our team, I've found, just absolutely loves what they do so much that they're just willing to jump in whenever they need to. So they will cross and jump platform and help out wherever they're needed, basically to get the job done. Then we get to the good stuff, right? So I think that from the process that we take it from the paper, we create these packages. The packages go out to the scenic vendors, to the tech departments to start building and creating. And when we start to see it, when Jamie and I get to have what we call boots on the ground, favorite part of the process.
Oh,
That's when we get to interact with our vendors and we get to be out there with them every single day, walking the property, going from maze to maze to maze, double checking. And it starts from the moment the carpet gets laid. I'm sure everybody knows that our mazes are mostly on carpet and have a carpet substrate. And then it starts that from
just think, man, they gotta spend money on carpet every single fucking year,
a framing plan just to make sure that everything's lining up
just for it to get stained and shit.
and that dimensions, everything's proper ADA compliance, that all of our characters have enough access to get from where they need to go, forward and back, right? So this is literally, I absolutely love boots on the ground, and I will get my hands dirty when I need to. You'll usually see me running around with my hip pouch on. I've got my little screwdriver in there, whatever I need, right? I'm out there getting my hands dirty just because I love all parts of this process. So when we get to see these, we get to see them in all facets. So we see it in the daytime. We get to see it as it's being built, and then obviously we go through how it's going to look during show conditions, right? Two very different looks. And sometimes you guys don't get to see all the little details that we put into these. But because Universal Hollywood is so movie oriented, we really pay attention to those kind of details. The packages go out to the scenic vendors, to the tech, and then it starts that from that moment on. We walk and we'll walk a framing plan just to make sure that everything's lining up and that dimensions, everything's literally, I absolutely love boots on the ground, and I will get my hands dirty when I need to. You'll usually see me running around with my hip pouch on. I've got my little screwdriver in there, whatever I need, right? I'm out there getting my hands dirty. Just
How's it
because
going?
I love all parts of this process. So when we get to see these, we get to see them in all
Dude, she sounds so nervous. Like not like I didn't really pay attention at the convention, but damn, now hearing it. Poor thing.
We see it in the daytime. We get how it's going to look during show conditions, right? Two very different looks. And sometimes you guys don't get to see all the little details that we put into these. But because Universal Hollywood is so movie oriented, we really pay attention to those kind of details. Literally, you will walk in and touch textures and everything's real, and just even the foliage and the vine work and our mask vendor, more lively, really.
13th floor panel.
Give it that impact.
Her private collection.
That was a good panel.
Is huge, and actually everybody that I work with and our students out here know I adore my job. I love talking about what I do so much because I guarantee that somebody out there is going to have my job one day. You better, I hope, right?
And that's the end of that. All right, got that. Always got to put the date on there for kind of a historical look back. I'm very proud of this.
How you guys doing today? My name is Anthony from the Knights of Horror. On behalf of SoCal Exploring, I'm here with the man, John Murdy, the creative director at Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Hollywood. John, how you doing?
I'm doing great. It's fun to be back with all the horror fans.
You know what? The first question right off the bat is, 2020 was a rough year for all of us, man, and we really missed Horror Nights. It's one of the staples at our every year that we go to, a tradition that we go to. I've been going since 2011, and it's something that I love doing. How was it for the first time since probably 2019 to come out and just see the fans and just
It was
interact?
quite a moment. I mean, it was a little overwhelming because, I mean, I wasn't kidding. This is the most people I've seen in one place
Right.
in 2 years,
Right.
practically. But it was also a heartwarming moment because the horror community is such a unique community of people that, I think they're very supportive of each other too, and all the horror directors or creative people I've worked with are always the coolest people.
Right.
So it was kind of special to have that moment and looking out and going, wow, look at all these people are here again.
Yeah, it's definitely been an emotional weekend for the entire community just to get out and do something like this again, and
absolutely.
it's been a great time. Universal Monsters, man, I'm a huge fan of these mazes. I'm a huge fan of Slash. I got to see Guns N' Roses back 2016, great graduation present, and when I found out he was coming back for Universal Monsters in 2018, it was awesome. So going, with the relationship with Slash, what's been the best part about working with him? Obviously, he creates some of the most iconic scores for these mazes.
Yeah, it's just it's a very unusual thing. I mean,
Damn,
like
dude! Shout out to
I've said
Rob. Dude, the
before,
audio
like, a
came
lot
out
of
so
times when
crisp.
I've worked with a whole lot of people at this point in my career, and in horror and in other aspects. And usually, just you work together, and then you might stay in touch, but not the way that this has unfolded. It's he was, I'm not kidding, like during the pandemic, he was the number one person who checked in with me and my family on a regular basis, just to see if we're okay. How are you doing? Are you all right? Is everything okay? So it's a real friendship that's developed over the years.
Just
and
hearing
it's
that about
just-
Slash, dude,
it's
that's
just an absolute
such a
pleasure
cool guy,
to work
dude.
with him. He always comes up with great stuff, and he loves doing it. So it's just a perfect marriage.
It's funny you say that too, because I have a lot of Orlando friends on the East Coast, and I'm always saying, we're always comparing and contrasting the different events, and I'm like, well, we got Slash, you guys don't, it's always a little fun time to just compare and contrast a lot of the stuff. Last question I have for you today, with, of course, The Exorcist returning, one of the most scariest movies to date.
Yeah,
When 2016, when it came, I actually brought a rosary with me because I was that scared to go
I
in.
wasn't far behind you on that. I was terrified. To do that maze.
It was just, it's such an
Just
iconic
to,
film.
you know what, like
With
it's a
that,
geek,
you
it's
know,
a
returning
geek
this year,
moment.
Is there any possibility of?
But like just to see like John Murray laugh at that, and he was like, I wasn't far behind. Like, give me goosebumps in a way, man. Just like I hear
in
it again.
2016 when it came, I actually brought a rosary with me because I was that scared to go
I
in.
wasn't far behind you on that. I was terrified. To do that maze.
It was just, it's such an iconic film. With that, returning this year, is there any possibility of, much older mazes that you've done in the past returning in the future, potentially?
Yeah, it's always possible. I mean, obviously we're doing it this year, and we're
Right.
bringing some back that were fan favorites from the past,
Right.
like The Exorcist, like Pandora's Box, our original maze. Yeah, I mean, it's always it's been a long time since we did The Exorcist, and
Right.
it's really exciting to get to do it again, and try to get back in the headspace you were in when you designed it. You
Right.
know, because it was not an easy maze to design. It's when you actually analyze that movie, it almost all takes place in a single bedroom,
Right.
and the girl's always in the bed.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do we make
Yeah.
a maze out of this? So it was quite a science project, figuring out how to creatively tackle it in the beginning.
Was it bringing back a lot of old trauma?
It's fun. The funny thing about The Exorcist is I was absolutely terrified of it. It is the movie that scares me more than any other.
It was like the
movie.
highlight of my
But
haunt career so
the
far.
process of creating it the first
Like
time, which was capped by.
It was
a
like
week
one of those
after we
mom,
opened in
I made it
2016,
moments.
I got a phone call from William Friedkin, the director of the film, and he wanted to come down and do a behind-the-scenes tour, and I got to take him through it, and he was extremely gracious and loved it, and was telling me all these great stories about making The Exorcist. That I kind of cured myself of my fear of that movie.
So I have
never
some really
watched-
good news about this interview. It may have opened some doors, but you're hearing it first here. Scott actually was nice enough to tell me that the PR assistant that was there with Murdy, she thought we did a very professional job, and that she was very shocked and surprised of how well we did. And that means a lot, really, because that's why I do the podcast, man. I like to get down and deep into people's backstories and stuff, and I think just years of doing the podcast has literally helped me and prepared me for stuff like this, because it's just with the podcast it's a one-on-one interview, but in person too, so it's a lot of fun, and I'm glad I've gotten the opportunity to do the podcast to build up my interviewing skills. I'm always game to interview anyone that I can, and at the best ability that I can. So
watched it the same way again after.
I think that's what really helped me with this fucking interview, because You guys may or may not tell, but I am nervous as hell in this interview. The entire time talking, I thought I sounded one way, and when I heard it, it actually sounded a lot better than what I thought I sounded like.
After doing The Maze, it changed. That tends to happen with movies.
Yeah.
If you do something like that and you create something, spend all that time in it, it changes your perception of it.
Right. Well, John, we cannot wait for Halloween Horror Nights this year. It's back. I can't wait to opening day. Everyone's gonna be 110%. I am super ready. Hope you're ready, man. It's gonna be the audience.
Yeah, we're excited.
It's gonna be a great time. Come Halloween Horror Nights, September of this year. We cannot wait. Thank you again, Mr. John Murdy.
My
We
pleasure.
appreciate it, man.
Thank you, guys.
That was like the highlight of my career right there. And most of Scott's views for this video are probably from me. Yeah, I'm about 900 of them. The other 50 are from other people. So yeah, that's me. That's me. All right, guys. Well, this is exporting. I'm actually getting really sleepy, so I'm gonna go to bed. But thanks for coming to hang out with me. We might do this again tomorrow after we're done filming for a little bit. So stay tuned. We might come back tomorrow. Until then, I will see you guys mañana.